I got a message from a mom that just stopped me in my tracks. She wrote, "The judge ordered my 16-year-old daughter to go to her dad's for the weekend. She refused to get in the car and ran to a friend's house. Now I am being charged with contempt because I cut and physically force a 130-pound teenager to move. What am I supposed to do?" This is the classic heartbreaking clash, court orders versus teenage rebellion. And it's a situation far more common than you might think. So what happens when your kid just says no? Let's break this down. First, the most critical defense here is the inability to comply. To be held in contempt, the court has to find that you willfully disobeyed a court order. But if you can prove you genuinely couldn't force your child to go, that's a powerful argument. This isn't about being defiant. It's about physical and practical reality. You can't kidnap your own child, even if it's to follow a court order. The key is to document everything. Text messages showing you encouraging the child to go. Emails to the other parent explaining the situation as it's happening. Notes on every conversation. You need to build a clear record showing you did everything in your power, short of physical force, to make the visit happen. You're not the problem. The unworkable situation is the problem. So, should you call the police to force the handoff? This is a tricky one. In theory, police can enforce a court order. But let's be realistic. Most officers are extremely reluctant to get involved in a custody dispute by physically forcing a screaming teenager into a car. It's a traumatic scene for everyone, especially the child, and it can escalate an already tense situation into a crisis. The police might show up, document that the child is refusing to go, and then leave. While a police report can serve as evidence that you tried to get help, it's rarely the magic bullet that makes the visit happen. It can, however, be a piece of your inability to comply defense, proving you exhausted all options. But don't expect them to act as your personal enforcer. It's often more about creating a paper trail than actually solving the immediate problem. This brings us to a concept many courts are slow to acknowledge, but is a fundamental reality: the age of discretion. While legally a child might be under court jurisdiction until they're 18, practically speaking, there's an age where a teenager's will becomes a force of nature. A 5-year-old? You can pick them up and put them in the car. A 16-year-old who is bigger, stronger, and has their own social network? It's a different ball game. They can vote with their feet. They can run to a friend's house, lock themselves in their room, or simply refuse to move. The legal system often operates as if parents have absolute control over their teens, but every parent of a teenager knows that's a fantasy. A smart legal argument will emphasize this reality to the judge, that at a certain point, parenting shifts from control to influence, and you can't be punished when your influence isn't enough to overcome a teenager's determined resistance. Now, what about the other parent, the preferred one? If a child consistently refuses to see one parent and runs to the other, some courts will try to sanction the parent the child is running to. They might think you're secretly encouraging the behavior, a concept known as parental alienation. The court might threaten to flip custody, order therapy, or impose fines, all in an attempt to pressure you into making the child comply. This is where your documentation becomes your shield. You have to show the court, look, I am encouraging the relationship. I am following your orders to the best of my ability, but I cannot physically overpower my child. You must demonstrate that you are not the one alienating, but are simply caught in an impossible situation created by the child's own strong will. It's about proving you're part of the solution, not the problem. So if you're in this nightmare scenario, what do? First, document everything. Second, communicate proactively with the other parent and your lawyer. Third, file a motion to modify the custody order. Don't just wait to be hit with a contempt charge. Go on the offensive, ask the court for help. Suggest solutions like family therapy, a custody evaluation, or even appointing a lawyer for the child. Show the judge that the current order is unworkable and you need a new plan that reflects the reality of parenting a teenager, not a toddler. This isn't about one parent winning and the other losing. It is about finding a solution that serves the child as best interests while acknowledging the limits of what a parent and the court can actually control. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more content that tackles the real-life challenges of family law. Drop a comment below if you've ever faced a similar situation. See you next time.